It's Wednesday night, and that means it's time for the Lamar Thomas Show, featuring the greatest receiver in the history of college football. Just ask them, Lamar Thomas.
I was born in Ocala, Florida. I moved to Gainesville to go to high school. Been recruited probably since the 9th grade, illegally, I might add, by the University of Florida. I still can remember Coach Solinger, Don Solinger, coming out to our practice one day. Here it is, this guy comes out in the University of Miami jacket, and I said, I can't believe that's Miami out here. And, you know, I wanted to go up and say, hey, I'm Lamar Thomas. And actually, I did walk up to him and I said, hey, Coach, I'm Lamar Thomas. And he said, I know. And that was the start of my relationship with the University of Miami.
Another good block, and Toretto lays it out.
You come down here, you'll be on TV every weekend, dominating. I thought about it. I said, man, where do I sign? My mom, on Saturday mornings, I would wake up and she'd be holding my hand. I thought she was the weirdest lady in the world. But she was holding my hands and she would be rubbing them and saying, one day these hands are gonna make you a lot of money. She was smart.
So now, here he is, the great one, along with co-host Gary Ferman of CaneSport.com, Lamar Thomas.
What's going on, LT?
What's up, Gary? How you doing, man? How you doing? It's Florida State week, baby.
Florida State week.
It's hate week, baby. It's hate week. Hate week. Hey, Gary, even though it's hate week, and Florida State, with that bull junk performance, got College Game Day out of there. I mean, with that bull junk losing up there to the Wahoos or Yahoos or Yahoos or whatever the hell they are, losing up there. But I gotta say something. Even though it's hate week, I gotta give a shout out to Coach Bobby Bowden, man. He's the guy. He's the guy, I think, that kept this rivalry, made this rivalry what it is today, man. Great man. I posted a picture of him after they missed the field goal where he looked confused, and it was out of respect to him, man. I just said, man, hey, it might not have been one of his best moments in life, but he handled it. He always handled it with grace and honesty. Much respect to him.
It's the week every year. You got to pay respects to old Bobby.
All right.
I mean, listen, he was a Florida State coach, but you can't take away what he meant to college football, what he meant to this series, and helping make it what it was, and all those crazy moments along the way. And
I know. We put him through, maybe made that heart go bad a little bit, but he always was there, man. He didn't take us off the schedule. I don't think they embraced they played everybody.
Yeah.
Back in the day. I give him a lot of respect, and he's he's one of those coaches when you think of college football greatness. That was Coach Bowden.
No doubt, man. I remember when it was going bad for him at the end, and I said, Bobby, don't let them dictate to you what you do. You've earned to do what you want on your terms, and he really did.
Well, that might have been why they had that 2-10 season, the way they ran his ass out of there. You know what I mean?
No doubt.
Kudos to that. Karma.
No doubt, man. Legends of legends. Like, we love Jimmy Johnson, but look what happened when he manipulated Don Shula's exit. Didn't go through.
And the guy with the hat of the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah,
Landry. He came in behind Landry. He had a hard shoe to fill, but kudos to Coach Bowden.
You gotta respect those old school legends, man.
Yeah.
All right, so here we are, LT. Where we got a trip up to Tallahassee. I'm going Friday. I know you're going Saturday morning, and we will bump heads there on the the hallowed field of Doak Campbell Stadium, where so many great moments through the years have come together, some of which you were a part of.
Yes, I was.
So let's start out there. Like, let's start with FSU week. Okay. Right. Like, as what's going on in the heads of the Miami football players tonight as they're sitting here 3 days out from, playing Florida State in prime time in Doak Campbell Stadium?
Well, I can tell you personally for myself, during the Florida State week, man, I concentrate on Florida State. Back in the day, we called it big game week. And it was, you were not, and I can say this now, because you weren't supposed to go to class, okay? There were some guys that might have gone, but not me. I was studying. I even had my Walkman. I played the war chant because I wanted to be used to it. I wanted to hear it all day. So when they played it in the game, I would say to the defensive back, "You hear that? They're playing my song, baby." I even wore garnet and gold during the week because I wanted to think about nothing but Florida State. And to be honest with you, as a player at the University of Miami, we always knew that those were the games. If you wanted an opportunity to have your name known, show up in that game. Show up in that Florida State. And nobody's watching Long Beach State, okay? Nobody's watching that crap. Nobody's watching. Hell, they might not even watch West Virginia, but they're going to watch Florida State. So for these guys to understand the rivalry and how big of the game is, I think they understand. I hope they understand, because for Florida State, this is whether they can take a punch and get up, because they got knocked out last week. This game is big for them. And for our guys who were down there practicing on Green Tree, trying to get better, being physical. I watched Mario's press conference, all those good things you say, getting young guys some experience and working on. It was a week. It wasn't a week off. It was a week to get better. It was a week to improve upon what you might have been bad at. It was a week to try to find someone to simulate Castellano, little George Jefferson, little guy. I mean, he's a black Doug Flutie with better legs. Okay. They could have put Malachi Tony out there.
You can say that.
I can say that.
I can't say that.
A brown. Okay. They could have put Malachi Tony out there to simulate, but we don't want to get him hurt or nothing. No sweet, no ankle doing a little. But it's a week to work on all your deficiency and enhance the stuff that you're really good at. So, I think those guys are prepared. I think they're preparing. I think mentally they're checked in. I think that they understand how big of a game this is. And I think the teammates, this team, I've been around them on the sideline. They seem close. They don't seem like they're a bunch of loners here and there with a lot of money going every which way. They very much seem close, man. So I'm sure that they're talking to each other every day about how big this game is. I think they have a lot of leaders on this team. From being on that sideline and being around those guys, you got O-linemen that are leaders. You got a quarterback that's been there, done that, seen that. And for a lot of those guys to go up to Florida State, this is going to be a big experience. But I feel comfortable because we have a quarterback that has played in the best conference, I ain't going to lie, SEC, week in, week out, and to seeing these type of environments, it shouldn't be anything he hadn't seen before. So I feel very confident in that. And I'm sure he's exuding or telling these guys about what they're about to expect.
Yeah. And I want to talk to you more about that as we go forward here, but I want to stay nostalgic, here for a minute, because for all you guys, it really is. And, I remember your first time when you went up to Tallahassee. I believe it was a night game. And, you were skinny as hell.
I was.
And they wanted to break you in half and all that. But that was a special night for you, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I scored my first touchdown 2 weeks before against San Jose State, and I did everything I could to get that ankle better. It was heavily taped, but I had to play because I couldn't allow Kevin Williams to take my spot. He 4.28. I couldn't allow it, so I did everything possible. So we went up there. It was a hostile environment, night game. I got to tell you this. One of my favorite stories about being up there is I ran in the game to take Gino a play, and I made a mistake, and I saw nothing but white hands coming down at me, chopping. And I got to the huddle, and he said, what's the play? I said, hell, I don't remember. I truly don't remember what the play is. And it was a different environment, man. It was loud. It was raucous. It was Gino's first start, you know. It was a lot of things. But I'm sure if wouldn't have been Gino's first start and having Craig Harrison in there or, you know, Steve Walsh, who had won up there before, those guys in the huddle who had that experience in big games like that, it might have been a different game. It was Gino's first start. So, hey, it didn't work out. We gave up some big plays early after he threw the pick. And, you know, they had the run the next play, Dexter Carter around the end where he stuck the flag on Bernard Clark's hat and ahead. And, man, they didn't stop that damn war chant. I heard that shit in my soul, man. Like, it went on forever and ever on the plane. It was still playing. I don't know where the hell it was playing. And I had to go back up there during the summer to sit in that stadium to cross that out because, you know, it's a different environment. But having that type of leadership that Carson Beck should provide for those guys, it's going to be a lot different for the Canes this year.
You know, a lot of people can't stand that war chant. But I got to tell you something. To me, that's part of what makes it special.
Yes.
You know,
yes.
I mean, the whole thing up there, the whole scene with the you know, Chief Osceola before the game, throwing the spear into the ground, you know, that damn band playing the whole game and the war chant and the whole thing. My feeling is, listen, you got to be good enough to conquer all of that.
Yep.
You know,
hey Gary, I got to be honest with you too. Speaking of the horse, we had decided we were going to snatch his hands off the horse. We were gonna snatch him off. We were gonna do it, man. Until he lifted up that damn spear. But you talking about some motherfuckers that was running like cockroaches going everywhere. Hell no, he ain't gonna let him stab us.
He's got a spear.
Man, nah, man. Nah, we changed that tune. As soon as that horse went up and that man, he talking about dudes just took off. We talked about it. I don't know how serious we were about it, but it's entirely different because you remember back then both teams came to the center. Both teams came to the center. It was, you know, we were nose to nose, neck to neck, whatever, eye to eye. And boy, when he put that damn spear up, boy, you talking about some people ran and they went boo. And it's an environment, man. It is.
Yeah. And if
college football. It is what college football is about.
It is absolutely college football, and it's one of the best scenes in college football. And if you can just simply be good enough to conquer that, you know, and walk out of there with a victory at the end of the day. And you know, last time we were up there, fell short.
Yeah.
You know, it didn't go the way everybody wanted it to go. But
wait, Gary, I can tell you this. Hold on. You talking about walking out there with a victory. Now, I walked out there with a victory. We came back. We got us a victory. And let me tell you something. The best feeling was not the fact they missed the field goal, but really the best feeling was on the way to out the stadium to watch the Florida State fans and understand the city of Tallahassee is shutting down.
It shuts down.
That's a great feeling, man. It was a lot of people, and I'm not sorry. They were doing some. They need some counseling walks. You know, I was yelling out the window, "Hey, don't do it! Don't do it! It's just a football game. Don't do it!" You know, we were yelling out the window, but to ride through that little trailer park field city with the Capitol, and everybody's sad, and they're like shooting your birds, and they got their heads down. It's a beautiful. It is. It's something to. I enjoy that more than winning in Happy Valley. You know, changing into Sad Valley, but winning in Tallahassee, it's just something you don't hold dear to your heart. It's those, and that's what I'm gonna tell the guys. You're gonna hold this dear to your heart.
Yeah, just be happy you're flying up there Saturday morning on the PJ because, man, I'll tell you what.
You got to stay there, bro.
That hotel situation in Tallahassee is the worst of any city I've ever seen in the entire United States.
Hey, speaking of that, we stayed in a motel, I think.
That's all they are.
Applebee's. It was a single flat hotel or motel. I even think they had the air conditioners hanging out the window type deals. You know what I mean? I truly believe, if I can remember right, I think they've torn that down and built something up, but it was a dump. You know what I mean? It was a dump they put us in, and that kind of pisses us off a little bit.
They block all the rooms.
Yeah.
So that you can't, when you find out the date of the game, you can't get a reservation anywhere. First of all, there's really nowhere decent. Like the best hotel in town is the Loft. Okay. Yeah. The Hotel Duval, everybody thinks is so great. I've stayed there multiple times. That place is the rooms are disgusting and dirty. The showers got this black, like crazy tile on the floor. I mean, the only good thing is they have a good bar on the roof. But you can go there anyway.
Well, I tell you what, some of our viewers are saying you got to get an Airbnb. So I guess that's the route to go. But you might be staying in Live Oak. You might be staying in Pensacola or something. I'm pretty sure everything around there.
I couldn't find anything. I was booked in some bullshit renovated 1980s motel. Dang. And one of our great Canes fans came through for me and had an extra room and said, you can have it. And
that's awesome.
So at least I'm staying at a Hyatt, not a Hyatt Regency, but a Hyatt. so we'll see how that works out. But so LT, let me ask you this. So if I said to you, what's your greatest memory, your greatest Miami, Florida State memory? Would it be a game you played in or a game you watched? Like, the great Ed Reed moment in the visitors' locker room. The Joaquin said, dominate. We're not doing it. Yeah, I'm hurt, dog. That's one of the.
I got mine for you. I got it's not the touchdown I scored over T-Buck, even though I like that. It's not the touchdown I scored over Clifton Abraham, even though I like that. It was a Michael Irvin touchdown in '87.
That was something else.
That was something else, man. That in itself, made me say, you know what? And my dad was at the game. I wasn't there. My dad was there doing reserves, and he got a ticket to the game. And he was sitting in the end zone, and he said at that point, he said, my boy might be going to goddamn Miami. That was something, man. That might have been one of the best games I've seen. Came down to it, and Michael Irvin showed his tailbone, man. That was a special moment. That was a truly special moment.
Yeah, and the games, I don't know, they were different back. Like this is really exciting Saturday night and all, but it's not like when Michael Irvin and Deion Sanders and Ed Reed and those guys were out there for this game. It's just, I don't know, it's different, but
again, those guys can make their own memories now. They can make their own. They have an opportunity to go out there. You tell young guys, this is your opportunity, man. In a game like this, everybody's watching. Okay, not as many as it would be if Florida State would have took care of their business, but most of everybody's going to be watching. The haters of the University of Miami, you got the Gator fans, they're going to hate, they're going to watch. You got the USF fans, they're going to hate, they're going to watch. Hell, even Bethune-Cookman, they're going to watch. I mean, everybody's going to watch. But you can go out and make your history, you become a household name. Scouts are watching this game. They're not watching Bethune-Cookman. They're watching this game because these are two top-tier programs. The top 20 matchup, hadn't been this in years, but a top 20 matchup. Here it is, national TV. Doesn't get any better than this.
Yeah, I got to give a shout out to our man Blue. He says the Lamar Thomas show is the best Cane show out there.
Appreciate it.
We appreciate that a lot, Blue. All right, so Florida State, like I'm watching Georgia, Alabama the other night. Mm-hmm. Alabama looked really good to me, Lamar, and they beat the crap out of Georgia, really. And like I'm thinking to myself, how the hell did Florida State make Alabama, this exact same Alabama team, look so bad in that opening game? And I had a chance to watch a little bit of that, and I remember thinking, man, Alabama is not real good. But then I watched them against Georgia. I'm like, damn, they are damn good. What do you think? Is this Florida State team? I mean, it's Listen, a lot of teams go on the road on a Friday night and lose, okay? I don't want to overvalue Virginia's upset. Virginia's not very good, okay? Yeah. They don't have a ton of talent. They have a good quarterback. They don't have a ton of talent on that team. They somehow manage to come out ahead on the scoreboard. And it happens when teams go on the road. You've been there as a coach. You've been there as a player. When you have to go on the road for a night game on like a Friday night, a short week, you have to travel. So many of these teams lose in those situations, but I don't think it diminishes the Florida State team that we're going to see on Saturday night.
No, I again, these Friday night games are iffy. It's you got to be prepared, but I think the fact that you had a week off and you got to watch Florida State against Virginia, and you talk about this game. I look at it like, Gus Malzahn is going to be the difference in this game if we can stop what he's doing with all the eye candy, the outside, the inside zone. It's not going to get many yards, but it's going to be all the eye candy sweeps and the reverses and the Castellano trying to get outside the tackle runs, all this stuff. I don't think Alabama was prepared for it. I really don't. I don't know how you can, because he's done it for a long time. We've been
running the damn offense for 2 decades. I mean,
the quarterback run added a dimension to it with Castellano. I mean, he's a little dude, and he's behind big guys, and all of a sudden he shows up, and once he gets outside, I mean, he's dangerous. So I mean, and he throws it up to the big guy, Deuce, and they're able to make some plays and keep the drives going. So I just think that Alabama didn't look prepared to me, but they looked prepared against Georgia. Maybe it was a familiarity. I don't know, but they didn't look the same. And Florida State didn't look the same as they looked against Texas A&M Commerce. They didn't look the same they did against Kent State, against Virginia. I mean, so I mean, and when you dive into it and you do the numbers, I mean, I got a bunch of numbers here, but they're all inflated because of those
the stats mean nothing.
The
stats
are crazy.
Yeah,
I mean, they're first in the country in a lot of things, but how are you first? And you I think they're averaging 53 points a game, 600 total yards a game.
Yeah, I've been fighting all week with Matt Shodell, who works with us at CaneSport. He's doing a lot of these preview stories and stuff. I said, Matt, do me a favor, take those 2 games and throw that stuff in the garbage can, and then figure out what Florida State's stats are. When you're scoring 70-something points against Texas A&M Commerce or whatever, and that goes and 700 yards of offense, and that goes on your stats.
You're rushing per game, 336 yards, you're second in the country, 20 plus yards. You've had 30, 20-plus yard games. That's 11th in the country. I mean,
but everybody plays crap games.
But they haven't faced one top 50 defense in the country.
Oh,
so all these numbers, when you're looking at them, trying to compare them, you're like, whoa, come on, man, are they that good? I mean, those are like video game numbers.
Yeah, when throw those 2 damn games out. Then average out the other 2, and that's the real stats. So Bangkok Vince here, he posts the War Chant, which is warchant.com, Florida State site, is telling their goofy fans they don't really know how good the Miami offense is, but it's talking up the Noles offense like they're the Kansas City Chiefs. I can see why Florida State people would be doing that. Yeah. Let's use that as a segue to talk about Miami's offense here, because last game was pedestrian, really. For Carson Beck, it was wet out there. Probably the ball was a little heavy. They didn't, try to do a whole lot, and that has kind of soured people a little bit on the Miami offense. People are they're so reactionary week to week.
Listen. I one thing I watched the press conference from our offensive coordinator, and he said, "Hey man, the one thing he didn't want to do was screw it up," and I get it, and I'm very proud of him for saying that.
Yeah.
Because you know what? It could have easily been screwed up. Okay. Yeah. It's wet. It is raining. See, you might not understand it's wet and raining from watching it on TV. If you're there and you're in the skybox or you're in the suites, you might not understand how wet it is. I was down there for a little bit, and I had to have a rain thing.
I went running for cover, man. I didn't stand out there.
So when you run a game plan knowing your defense is dominating, and you're saying, okay, let's just try to manage the game, that's being smart. And so you take numbers. That's, you know what that is? That's evolution and maturity of your offensive coordinator. Because we all know offensive coordinator's job is to put up as many points and numbers as you can, like last year, right? You're putting up numbers. You're putting up video game numbers because that gets you the better opportunity to get a job. But he also understands the more you win, the more we have a chance of playing in the bigger games. So he took a step back and called a game that was evident to me that he was trying to make sure that the offense didn't screw it up. Ran the ball, used the clock, didn't throw passes that, the one pass that he threw that was interception, Kamani McLean made a hell of a play. If he leads him, it's probably a touchdown. But he stepped up and the guy made a hell of a play. Other than that, I thought Carson Beck managed the game. He didn't put us in situations where we were going to, the offense was going to be to blame for losing the game. And I appreciate that from the coordinator. That's good stuff.
Yeah, when your defense is holding with 30 yards of offense in the first half, I mean, you'd be dumb to take a lot of chances. But still, as a byproduct, things are what they are. And Carson Beck has dropped in most Heisman polls, and people aren't talking about him in the same esteem as they were a few weeks ago. Fair or unfair?
Right.
I would say unfair, but he's got to prove it. And
there's another guy in the Heisman race now.
Ruben Bain. Yeah. Can you imagine if they end up splitting votes? But it could happen. But listen, Carson Beck has his moment on Saturday night.
Yeah.
He has a chance. And I think Miami's going to have to open up the offense a little bit. I think that they need to score in this game. And I think they're going to have to do more on offense than they've been doing. And Florida State's going to load up the box. They know if they play it straight with that 3-3-5 nonsense defense they have, that Miami's going to steamroll them. I mean, they have to know that. So they're going to load the box. They'll bring at least one linebacker down, probably a couple of them.
Maybe a safety too.
Maybe a safety too, yeah. And then you're going to be sitting there, and Miami's going to have to do some play action passing and do some different stuff.
Gary, when I look at the 3-3-5, I understand something about it, that it's meant for the spread offense, man. It's meant for spread to get faster guys on the field that can cover. And most of the time you got a lot of DBs, that's 5 DBs on the field. You got 3 linebackers and 3 D linemen. Now you have to go to a 4-man pressure. You have to have one of those linebackers pretty much either blitz or standing on the end of the line of scrimmage. So he ain't weighing no 300 pounds. He's like 250, 260. Those guys, they're not big. So with our offensive line, putting them hands on them boys, it could be a long day for him. And Mario, he was very politically correct, saying they got some safeties that can come down and make some hits. Well, I unfortunately I saw Earl Little Jr. get run over again against Virginia. So you imagine what Mark Fletcher, his old teammate, might do, because that guy from Virginia is good, but he ain't no Mark Fletcher. He ain't no Marty, and he ain't no Jordan Lyle. So you bringing them guys down in the box, it could be a long day, my friend. It could be, you might have to switch from a 3-3-5 to something else, because our O-line is gonna come off and mug. Okay. Yeah, okay. If I am Florida State, I am saying, okay, we're gonna put everybody in the box and make Carson Beck beat us.
100%.
Make these receivers step up and make plays.
There is no other strategy for Florida State going into this game.
You got to be that.
Which brings me full circle to where I was with Carson Beck. Now, this isn't going to freak him out, Lamar. I mean, he's going to walk into Doak. He's walked into all those SEC stadiums. Yeah.
I was at Tennessee. I went to a Tennessee game where I coached in a game against Tennessee, where we had 6 turnovers in a row. And I was at West Kentucky. And I've never heard Rocky Tops. You talking about something staying in your soul now. War chant is, but that damn Rocky Top, boy, woo! Yeah. They played that from from point A to point B. That is a tough place to play.
That was one of my favorite road trips of all time.
I mean, he's played in Alabama. He's played in some of these tough stadiums against good quality opponents. So
he ain't walking out there freaking out.
No.
And this is his moment. It's like this is what he's here for. This is the biggest stage of the year now. I mean, Notre Dame opening night was huge, no argument. But this here, because of the fact that they're 4-0 and the buildup and the way Florida State beat Alabama in this stadium a couple of weeks ago, this is Carson Beck's moment on Saturday night. You think he'll be up to it, LT?
I think he'll be up to it, man. I really do. I think that this game, this is a game that this is his redemption tour. Okay, and so national TV, this is an opportunity for him to show people that he is a top quality quarterback. He's going to get every opportunity. Again, I think that Florida State is going to go a lot of man. They'd be crazy not to try to stack the box because we will run the ball. But I got to go back to something that one of our viewers, he said the word out of Leon County is that if you take away Miami's advantage in the trenches, UM and FSU match up pretty evenly. What the hell are you talking about? Hey, man, that's our advantage. The trenches, that's why we're going to win the game. That's why we're going to win the game. So you tell everybody in the Leon County Civic Center that, Captain Obvious, that's what Mario has built this team. If you haven't watched the show, I've said it over and over again. He's done an outstanding job of building this team like an SEC team. And that is big men that are mobile, hostile, physical and hostile, and that can move. And on our offensive line, those guys are monsters. And our defensive line, those guys are monsters. So we can't take that away. We have somehow acquired that type of talent. And it's to our advantage. And so it's up for a team like Florida State where they got Darren Jackson, who used to be with us. He's only 300 pounders in there, and they got some other guys that one guy was a backup last year, and then you got the two freshmen from the guys from Norland, poor guys. They're from South Florida. They're gonna get Peter rolled. I mean, they're gonna get rolled up. It's gonna be a long night, man. If you ain't bringing nobody down that box, I mean, I am looking forward to seeing with Jordan Lyle coming back.
Yes.
Okay? The game that he was able to play before he got hurt, I think it was 15 and maybe 13 carries. Those guys were fresh. Now you got these guys being fresh again. You got Fletcher, you got Marty, and you got Jordan Lyle. Two bruisers, and Jordan Lyle can bruise too, but he has footwork. He has a lot of stuff with him. So it's going to be they're going to have to figure something out. I mean, they're truly going to have to figure something out the way to stop the ball. They better pray it rain or something. They better do it. You know what? Them Seminoles, man, they need to do like one of them spells or something to get the weather, the rain or something, because it's going to be I just think that we're going to drug them, man. I really believe we're going to drag them, drug them, all that stuff. We're going to steamroll. That's just my opinion. And I haven't felt this way about a University of Miami team in a long time, but I really believe because of the trenches, it's going to make the job so much easier.
Yes, the trenches really do make a huge difference. They're talking about some rain up there. I'm checking the weather forecast. Right now it just says 24% on Saturday. The heavy stuff's supposed to come on Sunday. So hopefully we dodge raindrops on Saturday and have a clean field out there. All right, so we got Jordan Lyle coming back, we think, in the backfield. There's been a lot of deception going on there for the last few weeks. Got JoJo Trader coming back at wide receiver. If you had asked the coaches before the season about those two guys, I think, Mario Shannon Dawson, those guys would have told you Jordan Lyle is their most explosive running back. As good as Mark Fletcher is, Jordan Lyle is a guy that they feel can be like a Clinton Portis, a Willis McGahee level type running back. And he hasn't really had the chance yet to prove that. He has in isolated plays. This was supposed to be the year that started to emerge, and then he got hurt. Okay. But while he's been out, Fletcher's playing unbelievable.
Correct.
And Marty Brown, like, my God, who would have ever expected Marty Brown from North Dakota State to show up the way he has shown up? Now you got 3 guys, LT. How do you manage that?
You play them. You play them the way you played them. You allow them to come in, do something well, get a little run, get them out, let the next guy go in, get some run. You're keeping them fresh because in the fourth quarter, now you got, one thing that impressed me, all those guys catching the ball well. Marty has done a great job. Fletcher's done a great job. And I know Jordan Lyle would do an outstanding job. So to have all 3 of those guys running behind that offensive line, that is something to watch. Mark Fletcher explode through that hole and get to that second level. And then, oh, man, it is a beautiful thing to watch because those holes are so big. Our offensive line has done an outstanding job opening up holes for those guys. And once they go through them, they're not stutter stepping in that hole. They're not doing with the kid we had last year where he kind of waited till he got it, got his move and then
tried to hit it. Yeah,
nah,
they're going.
Nah, we're not doing it. They're not doing it. So this has been awesome to watch. Florida State is going to have to figure something out to get more guys in that box to be able to stop that. 3 guys not going to do it. 3 linebackers ain't going to do it. That's 6. I don't know if you might have to bring something off the bench. You might have to go 13 sometimes. 13 guys out there. Hopefully the officials won't call it. That's the only way that's the only way I see them stopping.
But now let me ask you this. So when you have 3 running backs like we believe they're going to have on Saturday night, every time somebody goes in the game, they are as fresh as can be.
Yeah.
And like, that's dangerous, LT, when you got really good running backs that are 100% fresh every time they touch the field.
Well, who won't be fresh is their defense. They won't be fresh. And talking to Florida State alumni, a couple of guys, one of the things they worried about was the conditioning of Florida State players.
Really?
You saw, in the fourth quarter, 2 examples for sure. So when the receiver Deuce, he caught a pass in the fourth quarter. He got hit by, it was a 1 yard now catch. The defender from UBA rushed upfield and turned and retraced and went and hit him, a defensive end and the corner. They both sandwiched it, right? He got 2 yards, I think.
Right.
He was tired. He had that look in his eye. The camera panned on him. I told my wife at this point, I said, he is going to drop a pass in the fourth quarter. I promise you, his next pass he's going to drop. He's tired. He's literally, the look in his eye, I've seen it as a coach. And you know that guy is almost spent. He had done a lot that game. That's Castellano's safety net. He can throw it up to him. He can make bad throws. The guy can make plays for him. He can throw the comeback, the back shoulder fade. He can throw it up. All that stuff he's doing, right? But one thing Virginia was doing, they were taxing him every time he caught the ball. He was tired in the fourth quarter. And that last play where all the Florida State fans said it was in and all, it shouldn't even come to that. But he was tired, and that was lack of concentration. Because he literally had the ball. But when you're tired, we always had this saying, fatigue makes a coward of us all. And he had that ball, he let it go and then tried to catch it again, knew it was going to happen. And then Earl Little Jr. That run that Virginia running back had up the middle where they met and he kept running. Well, guess what? As a tackler, you got to bring your legs. And what goes? Your legs go when you're tired.
Right.
So they're worried about their conditioning up there. These are just alumni talking.
That's interesting.
They're watching just like we're watching.
Very interesting. And JoJo Trader, okay, similarly, if you had asked the coaches before the season, who's your most explosive receiver going to be, they probably would have said JoJo Trader. And now he's supposed to be coming back. What impact do you expect that to make for Carson Beck? Can JoJo, who's been out for all these weeks, played a few plays in the opener, can he make an impact on this stage on Saturday night?
Well, I think he can if he's the same JoJo I saw at practice every day last year. I mean, this guy is phenomenal. I couldn't wait to see him out there on the field. He's that guy that could help with downfield. The one thing I was worried about this year was whether we had a number 3. Yeah, I always say that. The only guy I said, do we have a number 3? That was the guy from last year. What the hell was his name?
Jacoby George.
Jacoby George. I just called him 3.
Until that damn Syracuse game when you wanted to kill him.
I mean, yeah. We all want to kill him. But, listen, he was the guy that could catch a slant, take it to the house. Okay? He's a guy that could go over the top. He's a guy that you could throw the post to. Do we have that guy? We've seen Joshua Moore catch a jump ball. Okay? They say he's fast. We'll see. We'll see if he can run away from people, because I would think that Florida State is going to say, hey, we're going to come up and press. We're going to give you guys a chance to see if you can make plays. Malachi Tony in the slot, he's deadly. So they got to watch that. Now, Daniels, he's made some great catches downfield, right? But it's not that guy that can take it 80 yet. You know what I mean? We haven't seen that yet, but we haven't needed it. We haven't needed it. But I think JoJo Trader is a guy that could do it. If we needed that, I think he can.
He's got that extra gear. Yeah. It's just going to be interesting. I don't know. You know better than me about rust and receivers and having not played for all these weeks and whatever. But it'll be interesting to see how much he's able to impact the game. All right, LT, let's take a moment and let's hear from our friends at Caneswear.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
All right, I'm going to go. I'm going to put you on a solo shot here.
Okay.
And go wide. So, you're sitting in Caneswear right now, and you could show the fine people watching this show some of the very cool merchandise they got going on over there. And that new Adidas camo stuff is really nice.
So I think these just came in today for the Military Appreciation Day game. I think that's 2 games from now. What game is that going to be? I don't even know yet. But look at this hat. Nice hat. Look at this. They even got the Jason Taylor shirt, military.
Oh, that's nice.
Cut off sleeves with the hood. I mean, look at this. And the jerseys. Now, I want to know if we're wearing these things here. I want to know. I need to know if we're wearing these. But come on in here. They got a bunch of them. They just got them in today. Sweet. Honor and support.
And you can shop them at caneswear.com as well if you're not able to go to the store. And they literally have anything that any Hurricane fan would want. Jerseys, hats, T-shirts, polos, hoodies, socks, decals, magnets, flags, and they have sizes for men and women and kids and babies, and they will even dress your pets. Okay. I get a kick out of that. You're like, well, what could be better than dressing your dog as a Hurricane? I mean, come on. And they have gear for some of the other teams in town too. I mean, the Dolphins won a game the other night. You might want yourself a Dolphin shirt, maybe. I don't know if we're quite there yet. Panthers getting ready to start up. Inter Miami's in full swing. So there's no better time than now to go get stocked up at Caneswear. And you can catch them at 2655 South University Drive in Davie. Did Laspadas feed you tonight?
No, they didn't feed me tonight. You go ahead and give them a shout out.
Should I give them a shout out anyway?
You go ahead and give them a shout out.
I'll give them a shout out anyway because they do feed you sometimes. Laspada, best sub shop in town, right next door to Caneswear. If you go on a game day,
shoes over here, Ken.
If you go on a game day, you can go by Caneswear, get yourself some gear, get yourself food for your tailgate at Laspada, and then head 15 minutes down University Drive to the stadium. So it's real convenient. 2655 South University Drive in Davie. If you can't get to the store, you go to caneswear.com. You can shop them 24 hours a day at Caneswear. And if Lamar's getting ready to show you these really wait, let's go back. Let's go back to those are really
Man, look at that.
I like that.
They make.
I mean, you almost don't want to wear them.
Want to step. Yeah, you don't want to step.
Like, why would you want to wear those and then wear the ibis out on the bottom?
Look at that. That's sweet. They got these in here. These are nice, man. These are real suede. Yeah. Ooh. I mean, I know it's Florida, but it's style. It's style.
That is style. All right. So I hope I get this story right, but the way I heard it was a few weeks ago, a former Miami Hurricane picked up his phone and sent a text to Mario Cristobal.
Oh, Lord.
And what I heard was the text said 12-0. And I heard Mario responded with a simple sentence, 1-0, meaning they're taking this thing one game at a time and they are not looking ahead at all this 12-0 stuff. Now, there's only one problem with all of that, and that is that this former Miami Hurricane, for about the last 18 years, every summer predicts that the Hurricanes are going to go 12-0. I mean, he has done this year after year after year after year after year. It's
Gary,
kind of,
Gary, you know why? You know why? The guy has 3 national championship rings.
Oh,
That's
might.
why.
Yeah, that can infect the mind a little bit, and he kind of reminds me of, like, we got a guy that calls into our show on Tuesday nights that predicts Miami to lose every week, figuring he's going to be right one of these weeks, you know. But anyway, so this former Cane every year 12-0, 12-0, 12-0, 12-0, and he is convinced that this is the one right here. But Mario wasn't hearing none of it, so I figured we'd bring him on the Lamar Thomas show tonight. To answer for his blind enthusiasm, and Mr. Kelvin Harris.
Hey, first of all, Gary, get it right. I said 16-0, and he said, first of all, he called me a fan. Don't be a delusional fan. I said, I'm not a fan. I done seen everybody play 16-0. And he said, we're just gonna go 1-0. That's all we want to do is go 1-0.
Kelvin, I tell you this, man. You've been one of the guys we can count on. We can count on. Tell us a little bit about what you're thinking about this game, man.
Well, I've said this. Well, this is our 5th, 6th show this week, so I have to say this. So I've said it to everybody else, and I can't let you guys be left out. We are going to run it. Huh? We are going to run it down their throats like it's a porno movie. Yes. Yes.
FCC regulated here?
Yes. They are going to tap out.
So, Kelvin, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Why would you say that? Give us some reasons why you're thinking they're going to tap out.
They run a 3-3-5 front. Daryl Jackson is the nose guard. He's got good size, but he's not real mobile. The 2 defensive tackles are undersized. You know, they got to play they've started rotating the 2 true freshmen from New Orleans in because they don't have a lot of depth. Their linebackers, to be honest with you, they look like Gary. So, I mean, and I said this, and I'll say it again. Tony White cannot sit back and base defense, because if he does, we'll run for 300 yards. So what they're going to have to do is they're going to have to run blitz on first down to get us behind the chains. And I really believe Malachi Tony and Elijah Lofton are going to have big days.
So Kelvin, you think they're going to have big days, and why is that? I mean, why do you think they're going to have big days? Is it because our quarterback is in this type of environment, has maybe been there before?
I mean, look, me and you both have talked about this. Playing at Doak Campbell Stadium and the tomahawk chop, that's some great shit.
Hold on, getting the call from Mike Irvin. What's up, bro? Yeah, wait, remember 8:40 my time, dog. My bad.
Hey man, I want my weekend money back.
Hey, you can you click in or are you good? Or you can't? Okay, I'm gonna send you the link right now. I'm gonna send you the link. Okay. So Kelvin, be careful now. Don't bring up the money he owe you.
All right, Gary, let me tell you the story. So this before Lamar got there. When we first got there, me, Randy Bethel, Anthony Hamlet, all us freshmen, we were sitting outside Pearson Mahoney or the Towers because we're in the freshman institute. And we had a basketball. So Mike takes the basketball from Bear. So I try and get it back. So, you know, it's the usual competitive banter. So I'm like, man, you act like you all that. So then Mike was like, well, what you talking about? I said, well, what you talking about? He said, well, let's play for weekend money. So I played it for my weekend money and lost. But now, all these years later, I want a shot back at my weekend money. And we play UM rules, no fouls.
First of all, you was a dummy for playing him.
He could probably afford it.
Oh, yeah, he could definitely afford it.
He's getting some checks from some different places.
Yeah.
Now,
if he loses, he got to get a haircut.
Nah, he ain't getting no haircut. He on that level right now. The thing I love is watching him on the sideline, man. To watch him on the sideline is, I just stand back and I watch. I just watch, man.
Yeah, but he
hey, man, I thought he was gonna tear an oblique when he was turning that little thing before the game, man.
Well,
he
told me before the game that he was gonna break it. There's a clip on his YouTube show where I'm saying, dog, don't break it. I want to get a turn eventually.
Hey man, it was a couple games last year. I thought Mike wanted to pad up and get a couple snaps.
I'm glad you said that because I had to tell him at Louisville, Lamar, me and you right now we can go out. No, we can't, Mike. We can't do none of that.
No,
we are old. Okay, I got gray hair in places you don't want to know. Okay, no, bro, we gonna stand right here on this sideline, bro. I said, Mike, there are rules in college football because of you. You can't push off no more. Okay, you can't grab nobody. All right, bro. Stay on the sideline. We're old. Come on, man. Don't go out there, please. I'm begging you.
I mean, he's excitable. Give him that.
I mean, he comes off the field after those games and like he's got nothing left in the tank, man. He's laid it all out there.
Hey man, they need to give him some Gatorade and an IV shot, cause man.
And he's physical too. He's very. I leave the game sometimes with bruises. Lamar, hey man, hey. He's physical down there. He's physical. I had to go up to the box because he's physical. He gets into it, man. You know, I wouldn't get down on the ground with him, but he's in it now. He's in it.
You sure you don't need to talk him through how to get on the StreamYard?
Well, in the meantime, hopefully he'll get it. But in the meantime, Kelvin, Lamar and I talked about this at the beginning of the show. What's your greatest memory of this series?
Couple. Well, obviously the wide right. That is the greatest single moment. But this one stuck out. We had a TV timeout, and I remember looking up because we were like in the red zone, and I just saw all these tomahawk chops. I was like, this is some cool shit. And then, of course, we went on ahead and scored. But the other memory is right before we scored, Gino was trying to audible. And I happened to look back, and all I saw was his lips moving. I couldn't hear nothing. I mean, it was that loud. Yeah. And I mean, we figured it out, but man.
I mean, what is it? 84,000 in there? How many is it now?
Yeah, they got about 80,000 now.
At least, yeah. Lamar's greatest memory was 1987 when Michael Irvin blew the top off of Doak Campbell Stadium. There was nothing.
Well, actually, I'm glad you brought that up because I brought this up. I even brought this up to Dion a few years ago. We're down 19-3. And Mike, he breaks the huddle and he comes to our sideline and Dion is guarding him. And Dion say, I don't know why you running these routes so hard. This game over. And Mike looked at us, the sideline, and said, because I'm a Miami Hurricane, I never give up. And about 3-4 plays later, he beat DJ Dodge for a touchdown. Hey, I was telling him about 87 when Dion told you why you running your route so hard, and you say because I'm a Miami Hurricane, then you beat DJ Dodge for that touchdown.
Right, dude. Okay, I'm telling you, I'll never forget that. And then after the game, when I told everybody, man, I ain't said that. Yeah, you were. Your ass was up 19-3. No. I scored
by the way,
touchdowns.
By the way,
not just that one last 73-yarder. I scored a 30-something before that. You see what I mean? To get us going, and I'll never forget that.
Hey, by the way, I was on a podcast with DJ Dodge last night, and he said he got his cleats in his car. I told him he still can't guard you.
Yeah. Hey, I'll never forget that. Deidre was on the safety. Martin Mayhew was the corner.
Yeah, Martin Mayhew was the corner. Yeah.
And they tried to put that roll coverage on. And Steve caught me between that seam down that sideline. You know what I mean?
Hey, and then remember, Mel got him down the middle of the field for about a 60-yarder.
Yeah, I hit him down the middle. I scored 2 in that touchdown. Man, that was, if you're asking me, that was that's the greatest game.
It was bittersweet, though. It was bittersweet because my homeboy blew his knee out and was never the same after that.
Yeah. Well, anytime you get an injury, that's the sad part. Anytime we had injuries in them games.
Well, Mike, I can say this. I said, when he asked me what was the greatest moment between the Florida State, Mike, I brought up the 1987, your catch down the sideline.
Down that sideline. To this day.
Yeah.
We understand. We traumatized a lot of kids. I got people coming up to me with that pick, and they're in the audience. They're in this crowd, right? Because I'm going to cross goal line like this, and they're like, and they show me the pick. They say, wait, man, you remember this? That's me right there. I said, your ass got some more of that coming this year. That's what I do. Got some more of that coming this year, man. So, yeah, man, that was.
Hey, I had a greatest moment, too, because we won that game and we won the national championship. I got to go to Strawberries with Michael after the national championship game. That was the most amazing night I ever had in my life.
Boy, hey, G, I remember that, G. I remember that, boy. I remember walking in the Strawberries. Remember Luke Skywalker? All of them were there.
Yeah.
All of them were there, man.
Yeah.
You know, I got people around.
That's not the memory I have of Strawberries.
I remember them.
I was working for the Miami Herald back then. They said, go out with Michael for the national championship for an article. I'm like, okay.
Hey,
Mike, since I got you here, you said to me before you went on to turn the thing that you were going to try to break it.
That's not right. Wait, let me tell you something, right? Hey, I had already said the night before on the YouTube channel, I said, listen, I can't wait to get to that side. Right? I don't even know. When did we start this side?
I guess it started this year.
I think it started this year.
Because I was like,
we never did it before.
Yeah. I was like, when I saw Jimmy hit that side, I said, what the hell is that? Wait a minute. When is my turn? You know, so I went on the night before, right? I was on my YouTube channel. I said, listen, when I get to that Charlotte, I'm going to try to break that thing. All right. And then that went viral. So when I got to the game, Lamar came, hey, man, I said, hey, boy, I'm gonna go try to break it. He said, no, you don't. Not till I get my turn. Not till I get my turn. No, you don't break it. Don't break that. He said, don't break that till I get my turn. I love that we have that siren, dude. That gives us something to try yesterday and put it with tomorrow without throwing it up in the young guys' face and let them do their thing. You know what I mean? I love that, man. And I love when I heard of Marty, because I want us all to want it like that. Because that's a moment, man. And let me tell y'all something. Let me say to everybody out here, man. I was so scared and worried, right? And they were trying to say, they said, well, if it keeps raining, Michael, we'll do the siren under the tunnel. I said, hell no. I said, wait a minute, man. I said, no, dude. I said, no. We run the rain. And I told him, I said, listen, we can't have our boys thinking we soft, and we can't have them accepting soft. If it's raining, we going in the rain. I don't want to hear none of that. We going in. See, I'm always thinking, what are our boys saying? We talk about being tough. We talk about how hard we practice. We talk about putting it in no matter what. We got to show that, dude. We can't just give it lip service. So I was like, hell no, we ain't going in the tunnel. We going out in the rain. And dude, y'all know how big Miami is. Y'all know what goes on in Miami, how great Miami is. To see that crowd, to see that stadium full like that, in the rain when I came out there, everybody said, I ain't studying this rain. It was packed. The stadium was packed. Man, I'm telling you, man, you'd have seen me crying if it wasn't raining so hard. Because I love that. Because I know what those boys must feel like. See, we got spoiled with it. Yeah, we were on a 5th day straight home win streak. Every time we went in that baby, it was like that. You know what I mean? We got spoiled with it. But now the whole city believes that this is it, this, that time. Whenever you see Miami showing up like that in the rain, yeah, they believe. And that's what I was saying on the field. You see this? Y'all see this, don't y'all? Tell them young dudes. Y'all see this? Even the whole city believe, no, we got a championship. Now let's go make it right. Let's go, you know what I mean? But and that does matter, man. That matters. I can't tell you how much I appreciate those everybody being there like that in the ring.
Well, Michael, I can tell you this, man. Your passion on the sideline is unmatched. Your passion is unmatched, bro. You're physical down there too. You're physical, man. I go home with bruises. I have to get away from you. If you're not noticed by the second and third quarter, I done left your ass. You're physical, man. You're physical.
Hey, you got the Ibis jealous of you, man.
Right. And we go up and down that field too. We go up and I be running. I'm superstitious, right? I believe I gotta be in front of the offense and tell them, come on to me. And then when they're on defense, I got to get in back of the defense. Say, yo, stop there, stop back here. You know what I mean? So it's the little thing. I think that's
hey, they need to let you do the CANES instead of the Ibis.
Yeah, I don't know about that one now. That's the good. That Ibis know how to do it. I wouldn't mind being in that Ibis uniform and throwing out that CANES.
Oh, that would be unreal.
I would mind. And then right at the end, right after we do the CANES, throw it off there.
We might have a new tradition. We might have a new tradition now.
Right. Just throw it all. That'd be crazy, man. But I'm so happy with these guys, dude. Let me tell you the great part is just because we're so close to it and we get to see it. And I've seen it over the last 2 years because, you go to all those games. But I'm talking about the maturation process of these young men and how they've grown. I remember last year, before the first game, I remember watching Andreas Cooper throwing up. Oh, he was throwing up. And now the length in which how he's grown, he's elite. I go to Nez, I go to Bain, because you got to have a great team is like a great organization, and you got to have managers of every position. And you got to go around and talk to everybody. You got to go talk to the managers. Like, who are y'all ready? We ready. I go to back. Oh, y'all ready? You know what I'm saying? You got to deal with those managers. So yeah, I really look forward to it, man. I just love watching these kids, man, and watching them grow and seeing the heart they got. And dude, and my coach, our coach ain't no joke. Dude, I was in the locker room after that Notre Dame game. You know what I feel like? I am not spilling out anything. When he talked to his players, I swear I felt Jimmy. Well, I'm getting emotional. I felt Jimmy when Mario talked to him. He was like, listen, I knew I worked you hard. I know sometimes you hated me, but I did it for this right here. And he said, I'm so damn proud of you. Oh my God, man. Made me think about the documentary, even when Troy was talking, our Cowboys documentary, when Troy said that one moment, as a team, we were all waiting on our coach to say, great job, and then Jerry walked in, and that kind of destroyed it because Jimmy kind of turned away. But there was nobody walking in this time. And I love Coach gave them that. You know what I mean? Because he said, this is what we did it for. And you guys got to understand how powerful that is. They were in the championship game last year. And we just did that to them. This is the bottom of what we're going to be. We're only going up from here. It was so powerful in that room afterwards, man. I want to say, that's my coach. That's my coach right there. Coach Cristobal, we got the right one.
Michael, what's more exhausting for you, being on the sidelines now or when you were playing in real games?
Dude, what right now? Oh my God, I get home, because I get home and my back feels like this.
Yeah, you're a mess at the end of these games.
I'm sweating everywhere. I be walking back, I done ran routes and ran slants. And I think I'm so tired. And you don't feel it until you leave the field. You leave the field, you're like, whoo.
Mike, I got a question for you. Mike. Because Restrepo told me a story. He said you hugged him one time and his eye black came off, and he saw that eye black on your shirt 3 weeks after that with lipstick and stuff. Did you ever wash that damn shirt?
I wash the shirt, man. I wash my shirts, man. I have to. But there's been times. Well, you guys know we're just superstitious. Athletes, we're so superstitious, man. Anything, if you have any kind of good game, good anything, if you're asking me, I will wear the same drawers for 4 or 5 weeks without washing them if I'm having a huge game. You going to get 200 yards in a game? I ain't touching them drawers. You got to be out your head. I'm walking right back in next week with them drawers on.
So
we gonna see I don't care about that.
So we gonna see the Made in Green Tree shirt, right?
Right, and let me tell you why. Okay, now listen. I owned that other shirt, and then people I started selling it, buying, and people bought them up. But this year, when I came down to talk to Coach, Coach was talking about, we got a team, Mike, and he talked to him about the work and putting in the work. Everything has to come back to the work. And with us, that's all we used to talk about. Because when Green Tree made me, and Green Tree we practice hard here, so we make games fun. It's Green Tree. So I thought it was important. And everybody kept telling me, what shirt you picking for this? This ain't about me. This is about reiterating to all of our boys what Coach has said we ought to be thinking about this year and going into this year. He said, Michael, we have the team. We just have to put in the work. That was it. That's the message. Green Tree made me. Green Tree made you, Care. Green Tree made you, Lamar. Green Tree made all of us. And that's the thing we got to keep. Every time they see me, I want them remembering that. Like during the games, when I'm running up and down. Green Tree made it. That's why you're having this success.
Well, Mike, this Saturday, what do you hope? What do you want to see out of the Hurricanes this Saturday?
Well, there's steps as you move towards the championship. You guys know this. You tasted that glory and you wrote that story. You see what I mean? There are steps to it, and you have to watch it because, a team like this, with all the hype going on around Florida State, all this hype going on around this game, and, you know, Florida State has what they probably call a slip up last week, you know, and Virginia were playing hard, man. Florida State tried to keep coming back. The kid dropped that ball in the end zone. I felt so bad for him because they had such a great game prior to, and I was pulling for them. I wanted them to come in here undefeated, but they didn't, and that makes this a step. We have to go in here and throw out everything, dealing with everybody else. Don't think about, Florida State lost last week, they're going to be mad. I don't give a damn about none of that. Our job and our goal is still in front of us, and a team, this young team we got, this great team we got, little Malachi, Tony, young dudes, but big-time players. You have to learn to go in a stadium like this and snatch their hearts out. It's not going to be an easy game. It's going to be a tough game. They're going to fight Miami like Virginia fought them last week at home. Tooth and nail. You put your foot on their throat and let that hurricane come right on through Tallahassee and sweep their ass away.
I hope that you get an opportunity to talk to the team before the game, Mike. You were very inspiring. A couple of times you had me thinking about running out there to play, but I thought about it.
That better be it. Like LT, that better be it. It's just a thought. It's a good thought.
Like I told you in Louisville, we old, dog. We old.
And at the moment, when you so hype, and we on the style, I look at this one, you think you can go get a route in, but you really can't. You really can't.
I passed.
We feel like we can get it in, but no. We can't.
When was last?
We live it through them, and that's the great part of it, man. We live it through them, and I want them to know how much that we love it like that. You know what I mean? That's why it's important for me, dude. I'm a busy man. I travel all over. Got so many things to go, but how many years have we come down here and we talk to this team and we tell them how important it is and how much we support them and all of that? It's all great lip service, but you got to show up and be out there and let them see it. And I think that's important. When Coach called me, he said, I just need you here. I need you here. Coach even said, I'll take care of your flights if you got to come, man. Coach, I take care of my flights. I'll be there. Don't worry. I'll be there. If you say you need me, I need to be needed. You know what I'm saying? I'm there. Because it gives us all a sense of, a sense of something and a sense of being a part of something important.
Well, I tell you what, you're going to have your sidekick with you this Saturday. I'm going to be there. Be there, baby.
You get out here. Well, walking in there, I can't wait to get there. I have never really visited Tallahassee unless I was going to kick some ass. You know what I mean? Not like a place, not the kind of place you go and just I'm going to hang out here. So I don't know what it looked like or anything like that. But we are coming. And we're gonna bring that storm through there.
Well, Mike, man, I appreciate the time, man. I know you're a busy man. You've been in meetings all day. Thank you so much, my brother.
Hey, Mike.
Man.
Yes, okay.
Mike.
Yeah, Kevin.
I want my weekend money back.
Kevin, you remember Kevin tried to come out there playing basketball with me, all that, man. I said, young buck, young buck, come on out.
I let you out the hook because I felt sorry for you.
You let me off no hook. You ain't let me off no hook. Don't. They tried to act like I was the old man. They bring y'all young bucks on over here. Y'all would act like y'all could beat me. I would kill them all.
Hey, I played three.
And you took his weekend money, man. You took his weekend money.
Now, it ain't number 20. Now, listen. We get $25, $30 for the weekend. Wasn't like a whole lot.
And you took it from me. Kid from Fort Myers, man. You know he ain't got nothing.
Yeah. Kevin knew I had 16 brothers and sisters. I appreciate him donating to the Irvin Fund. I had to send that money home.
Hey, man.
Kev, that's my man, right? I think Kev, Lamar, all these dudes, hey, let me tell you, all these young dudes, when they were coming in, I used to get right on them young boys. And I always tell people, right, even in Dallas, I used to do it, but the same thing. They say, why you buying camp? Let's go. We're going to play basketball. We're going to do something. Because what you got to do is make sure all these guys know, I don't care. We're one. We're one. All of these young boys were my dudes, man. I brought them all in, and I made sure they understood that we're going to need them. So I played ball with them, challenged them this way, challenged them everywhere. They all thought they could beat old man, and just didn't work out.
Well, you was my host, man. You was my host.
Hey,
I don't know if you remember that.
We was talking about strawberries. The one memory I got of strawberries is when I was talking to this girl named The Truth, and she said, I'm going to give you my number, but I'm in a relationship, and I want to see what's going to happen with it. So I had my back turned to the door, and I see her perk up. And I look around, and it's Mike walking through the door. So I say, your relationship that you got questions with, is it with Mike Irvin? She says, is that a problem? I say, well, yeah, I go to UM. She said, well, let me figure it out. So the next day, I'm coming from class, and he roll up in his 280ZX.
Oh, yeah.
Playmaker.
And he say, yo, my girl really liked what you were saying last night. When I leave, I'm going to let you have her. But I threw your number out the window on the way home. I was like,
that strawberry was a spot, boy.
Yeah.
Ooh, I wish they were. God,
hey, man.
Wait. Strawberry. Now, dude, that red yellow was bumping when we were.
Oh,
Mike, you took
Wednesday night.
You took me to Manhattan.
Well, hey, hold on, Mike.
That was our spot. Manhattan.
Hold on, the Inferno.
Wednesday night, the red yellow was.
Yeah, but hey, Inferno on Saturday night though.
On Saturday, that's it. Saturday night after the game.
Midnight in Green buying the chicken wings and Remy Martin for everybody.
Yeah, we rolling out there. We rolling in Inferno. That's where all the boys be. Hey, we got all y'all drinks, so you know they used to take care of over Inferno.
So Mike, hey, mute Kelvin for a little bit, because I want to make sure so on my visit,
yeah,
in the 280ZX,
yeah, it'll be
riding through South Miami. You said, they say you supposed to be pretty good. I said, well, I am good. You said, you ain't me. I said, I will be you and better. He said, well, let me tell you something. You can go on up to them other schools, but you ain't gonna be seen like I'm seen on ABC, CBS, PBS, CBS. CNN, all you name every damn station. You say, now you take that back to Gainesville and you make your decision.
Right.
And I said, I told you, I said right there, I said, I'm gonna take your position. And you looked at me and laughed.
Yeah. And Lamar was real. And you know what, Lamar, you know what I thought about too, Lamar? It's the same thing I said to Stanley Shakespeare. Yeah. It's the same thing.
Confidence, man.
And that's that mentality. And remember, Lamar was all air up and we were at 36D. They were in my room. I was like, oh, okay, this joker here, man. This joker, who you think is up here hanging out in my spot? Go, okay, let's see. I said, real dogs lived in this room. That's why I was 36D. 36 dogs. That's all we had, lived at 36 dogs. I said, well, you got to bite somebody to come in. But I tell young athletes now, when I talk to guys, because guys ask me, man, like Mike Hartley and all those guys called me because they had other teams and schools after me. They said, Michael, what do you think at West Virginia this or Tallahassee this or Alabama? I said, what are we talking about? I said, wait. I said, wait. Do you want 4 years out of this or 40 years out of this? I said, well, think about this. I said, listen. If you go to the West Virginias or the Florida State, even in Alabama, and you play your ass off for 4 years, you ain't never going back. That's it. That's it. You ain't never going back. But if you come to Miami and you play your ass off and win some championship for 4 years, you gonna be the man for the next 40. You gonna be in Miami. You ain't never going back to them other places. So what are you trying to get out of this? 4 years or 40 years? And it's been about 40 years for me. I'm still swimming in the glory. You see what I'm saying?
Mike, I can tell you this. I felt some kind of way when you called me and told me you were going pro. And I remember I said, that bitch was scared.
Right, because I left a year early. Lamar thought, I'm coming to get your job. My man, listen, boy, if I ain't have to get my family out that ghetto, I'll stay here just to whoop your tail another year, you know. But I also wanted to get Andre Brown his shot.
Yeah.
And he tore it up that year too and got drafted and everything. Yeah. Because Andre and I came in. I came to Miami, you know, Andre was the top recruit. Mm-hmm. And then he and I became boys, you know, on the road, roommates and everything. And top recruit, I finally told him, I said, man, you know, man, they told me, because Andre caught 6 touchdowns in a game in Chicago one time. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay. And then everybody, when he signed, they were like, Michael, you going? They just signed the Andre Brown. They got the Brett Perriman. I said, that's good. We don't need somebody on the other side. What are you talking about? Need somebody on the other side. So, right, man. And Dre said, man, when I got to Miami, he said, I was over here playing football in Chicago. He said, you know, I'm playing. We got the girls, everything. He said, I came down here and see these jokers. I'm like, boy, these jokers are real. These, no, they're playing around over here. I was like, the way he said, I'd never seen anybody work like y'all were working. So, those were great times. And we're seeing them again now. That competition thing has to be the baseline of everything. So Lamar coming in, challenging me, Kevin coming in, challenging me, some way, somehow, that tells you them the jokers I want to play with right there because they had the right mentality. That's what I loved about all these young dudes that I was trying to take up under my wing. I was talking more. You know, we playing all kind of games together. So yeah, those were great days, man.
Well, man, again, man, we definitely appreciate you coming on. We know you're busy. Yeah. We thank you so much, man. And I'll see you Saturday, man. Let's have a good one, man. And
all
don't
right,
be so damn physical on the damn sideline.
Hey, I ain't gotta be. I got the. I'm gonna be cool. I just want my boys to be physical. I'm letting y'all know I already got all this thing planned. You know, I'm working on Jerry. Like, hey, we gotta get Ruben Bain over here to Dallas right after he leave Miami. You know, so I just want. Bad. We need him bad. But we need him in Miami right now. Get his ring here, and then I'm gonna bring him on over here. You know. I can't be giving up too much secret. I'll talk to y'all later, but I'll see you Saturday, Lamar.
Appreciate you, baby.
I see you Friday. I see y'all. I see you when I get there.
See you Saturday, Mike.
Saturday. All right, guys. Hey, God bless, man.
Yes, sir. He's the best.
Man. Hey, Kelvin. I know we muted you.
Oh wait, I gotta unmute Kelvin. Kelvin, what's all that noise in your background? You driving around or what's going on?
I'm sitting outside of Starbucks.
Oh, okay.
Man, I'm like, man, what is you messing up the whole damn show, man? Damn music.
Hey, man. I still want my weekend money back.
Well, Kelvin, we definitely appreciate you coming on too, man. We appreciate anytime you want to come on, man. Don't call me, okay? I know I got to go on your show soon. You let me know, brother. Thank you.
Yeah, so you may have to do it tonight. I need another cane.
All right, I'll hit you up when I leave. All right, brother.
All right, Kelvin. Good seeing you, man.
All right, Gary. Hey, Gary. Rogaine.
Goodbye, Kelvin.
Hang up on his ass. He had to get one more shot. That's why I was trying to get him off the air before he got a shot on one of us. Because he's been sitting over there thinking about one last parting shot, man.
Oh my God.
That guy.
Wow. I'm like Horace from all the laughing. Jesus.
Yeah, Mike, man. He's something special, man. He is
God.
He's like that on the sideline the whole time.
Lamar, you had to see this kid when he came out of St. Thomas. and Howard Schnellenberger brought him into Miami. And like, there have been two guys and that, and, you know, I've been blessed to be doing this for a while, but there's been two guys I've seen that the first day they stepped on campus, you just knew he was number one and Ray Lewis was number two. And like, Ray Lewis comes in like he was like a last second recruit. Like nobody had any clue. Like
little too.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. You just, like, the second they walked on campus, you just knew that they were different.
You know, Mike said something about the confidence, man. The confidence, Miami wanted guys that wanted to compete. We wanted to compete. And that's what it was about. We didn't want to come in and something to be handed to us. We wanted to compete against the best. That's why I came to Miami. Everybody was saying, well, they got Michael Irvin. I said, I don't give a damn. Okay, and so what does that mean?
I remember you told him you were going to break all his records.
I was going to break your record. I'm going to take your position. I mean, I meant it. I didn't know how I was going to get there, but I figured if I come in with that type of swag and that talking that way, I was going to have to back it up. Yeah. And, you know, I've always believed, you know, if you talk noise, you got to back it up. So it's going to make you work harder. It's going to make you, when you're tired or you're not interested, you got to get interested, because you got to remember somebody's waiting to make you eat crow. And I think all the guys that were great at Miami, they came in there with some type of chip on their shoulder. Even a Russell Maryland, who wasn't recruited by anybody. He had to make it. Ryan McNeil's he was our first team all-county. But he had to make it. But they had to make it because they get around other guys that compete. And I'm thinking that this is what Mario has put together. And this is what I mean by these guys seem close. I mean, I watch them on the sidelines. It's not like, you know, they generally want to be around each other. And that's a good thing, man. And that's a hard thing to do today with the transfer portal,
money,
and NIL. That is a truly hard thing to do today.
Yeah.
Because the money is big. You got guys that have only been here. Then no more are you going to watch a kid develop at the University of Miami and go, oh, I fell in love with him from his freshman year. No, that's not really going to happen anymore. You're going to have a guy that you have to fall in love with for 2 years because he just got here from Albany State.
Yeah.
You know, so, hey, man, Mike is great. Kelvin is great. It's a brotherhood. It truly is a brotherhood. Guys, we could sit on this thing and talk all night. That's why I had to shut Mike's ass off. He'll go, man, and I need him another time. We'll get him to go another time, but we don't need him to talk all this. Probably the publicist probably paging me and texting me saying, get him off.
Get back to Florida State talk.
Yeah.
All right, so let's do that. We got the Gus Malzahn offense.
Yeah.
That we got to deal with on Saturday, and
lot of movement, Gary. A lot of movement.
Yeah, like when we talked to Corey Heatherman this week, all he could, he was really like, it's all about the eyes, man. I got to get my guys to have their eyes trained in the right places, and not buy into all that misdirection and motion and all.
What I wrote down was the edges. Watch the edges. I mean, they're gonna hit you with a zone every now and then. Inside zone, but mostly they want to get to the edges with options, RPOs, eye candy to set up the deep shots and the trickery. I mean, and if Castellano can pull off some quarterback runs outside, or if he steps up and we don't have somebody there to tackle him at the middle, he could be dangerous. So, I mean, Gus finally found one of the keys he needed to try to be a head coach again is you go back to a big program, you step down as a head coach, go back to a big program, put together a great offense with great players, and hopefully you will be up for a job, which is, he's been mentioned in the Arkansas job, he's been mentioned in a couple other jobs. So far it's working out. Hopefully this weekend, this Saturday, it won't work out for him.
Yeah. Because
if you try to run the ball on our guys, we've been shown that we're violent, we're strong, we stand the offensive lineman up. Their offensive line, they're not that good in the run game, but the numbers the numbers are outstanding because they haven't played anybody. Their numbers are just out the roof. But it's not like they're running the ball up the middle. They're running on the edges. And they're trying to get to the edges. And they're running reverses and things like that. And, you know, their blocking grade has not been that great. And against our defense, we're, number 2 in the country, maybe, on all-purpose defense or whatever. They're going to have some issues. Their offensive linemen, they have some not really good grades. So, you know, it's been up to the backs and it's been up to the schemes. It's been up to Malzahn. So they're going to have to try to man up against a D-line that was built to stop the run and the pass.
Yeah. You know, how about Florida State? Like, they're sitting there. They went 2-10 last year. Mm-hmm. Their program is rock bottom, and they got to try to make something crazy happen.
Yeah.
And they go talk Gus Malzahn into leaving his head coaching job at UCF and coming to Florida State to be the offensive coordinator. Why would a coach make that move, Lamar? I mean, coaches, they're, you know, now he's been a head coach before, obviously, but once they're a head coach, don't you want to be a head coach? Like, how were they able to pull that off?
Well, remember, 2-10, they were desperate. I'm thinking that Nobel was on his last leg. He had to bring somebody in there, a splash, and they were able to put it together with Malzahn, who he was going to win 7 games, 8 games. I mean, at the most at UCF. I mean, he wasn't going to win that many games, and I'm pretty sure he understands one thing: he's getting older, and his window is closing. So why not? And Bobby Petrino, he did the same thing. He's at Arkansas now. He's back at Arkansas. Took a coordinator job. Left a head coach's job to be a coordinator because they wanted to get back into big college football and show that they still could call plays with the best of them, with good athletes. Not the mediocre athletes, really good athletes, to show off what they could do.
Well, Saturday night's his big test. I mean, you know, people are going to be watching Gus Malzahn and what that Florida State offense can do against this Miami defense on Saturday night. There's already several jobs opening up in college football, and he figures to be a possibility at Arkansas if Rhett Lashley doesn't beat him to it. And he'll be a candidate at other places. But this is a big night for him, and he's got to figure out a way to have more than Thomas Castellanos running around like a chicken with his head cut off. And the way the Miami defense has been playing, Lamar, that's easier said than done.
Yeah, that's gonna be a tough task. I mean, they're fighting an uphill battle on this one. I mean, they're gonna have to try to scheme some things. Like you said, a lot of eye candy. One thing I can say, this is my opinion, Miami's whole team, they look like they're in way better shape than they were last year. I mean, they do entirely different. You played games in South Florida. The humidity is crazy out the roof. Okay. And our guys, you look at the other teams, they look gassed. And we got stronger in the fourth quarter. That old line has gotten stronger in the fourth quarter, you know? And in the fourth quarter, Notre Dame wilted. Florida wilted, you know? That fourth quarter was hell for them. So we're talking about going up to Tallahassee, playing the team that last week showed they couldn't handle they played well. UVA just played better. And you know what? One thing UVA was able to do was get on top of them. And that offense is set up to be ahead. It's not set up to be behind. So, you know, once they got behind, they're trying to play catch up and give UVA the Yahoos or Wahoos or whatever the hell they are, the Cavaliers, which I kind of messed with the Florida State fans and told them that the Cavaliers ride the horse better.
I like that one. That's pretty good. Right. So you recruited Lamar Jackson to Louisville, the ultimate, I'm not going to call him a running quarterback. He's the ultimate quarterback. Like, he's had a phenomenal career and has developed into a great passer as well. Castellanos has really made his mark running around. Mm-hmm. But against Miami on Saturday night, to have any chance to win, I think he's going to have to be able to to do some damage through the air. And I think they're going to challenge the Miami cornerbacks on the outside because of what they see happen against, in some of these other games earlier this year when teams were able, as well as they played, they were able to hit some plays down the field.
Those guys made some good catches, man. They'll catch against Notre Dame. They're over Frederic.
Yeah.
That was a hell of a catch, and I think it was one in the Gator game. Those guys made some hell of a catches. Now, this Deuce kid, he's a hell of a player. He has a great catch radius. He had a great game against Virginia. I told you earlier, if you take all the yards he had, which is let's see how many yards he has. He has, I have it written down here somewhere. He has 346 yards and 3 touchdowns. His catches combined are more than the next 3 guys for Florida State. I mean, his yardage is out the roof because that's his. If you look at Castellano, that's the guy he's throwing at. So if we can figure out a way to stop this run game, the outside, make sure they don't get outside, stay in our lanes, do our job, then make him throw the ball and able to maybe roll coverage towards him and make him have to go to those other guys, single coverage. We'll see if he's an accurate passer or not. But the one thing Corey, our offensive coordinator has done, defense coordinator has done.
Yeah.
He has made these guys believe that they all need to be one, and they all are getting to the ball.
I mean, they have 7-8 guys around the ball every play. I mean, it's amazing how, you just get a little change in mindset and philosophy and how different it looks, Lamar. It's a whole different world the way this defense is playing and the violence they're playing with and the way they're throwing their bodies around. It's been very impressive so far. It really has. But now you got to sustain it, maintain it, and get to the finish line with it.
Yeah, one game at a time. This is the game. This is that one game. You got to get this. You have to do whatever you have to do to win this ball game. And again, we talked about all these jobs opening. We haven't even talked about our offensive coordinator. Hell, if he does a great job, by calling a great game, understanding that we don't have to go out and do certain things to win the game. Right. And understanding that you had a great defense playing very well right now. Until that changes, do what you need to do. That's head coach material right there. That is managing a team, a program.
And his agent will make sure he gets in the mixes too.
Yeah. So,
his agent's working it.
Oh, yeah. So, this is an opportunity for a lot of people, this game. Not just players, coaches too. So, you can't ask for, as a player, you got to look forward to a game like this. Again, this is a game that people are going to watch. This is the game that people are going to talk about for years to come. They ain't talking about what you did against Bethune-Cookman.
No.
Hell, the band didn't even show up, so nobody even thinking about that damn game. Okay? But you show out against Florida State. I scored a touchdown against T-Buck. I can tell you this, Gary. When I scored that touchdown, if you watch me run around that field, I was excited because I knew I am on the map. I knew that this touchdown has put me on the map in the Dayland Mall. I can walk in the Dayland Mall now. People are going to know my name. Okay? I knew that. I said, oh, my God, I scored a touchdown. Florida State, Miami. It don't get no better than that. This is everybody. Back then, everybody was watching. So this is the game. This is your game right here.
Yeah, listen, it's great that Florida State's got their act together a little bit better. It's a shame that they lost that game last week. It did diminish this one a little bit on a national scope. But 8 o'clock, set with 7:30 or 8 o'clock. I can't remember the kickoff time. But Saturday night at Doak Campbell, it's not going to matter. It's like it's going to be like it's the Super Bowl. Yeah, and that's the way Miami, Florida State should be. So, looking forward to it. All right, LT, let's take this thing home with some word association.
All right.
I got some good ones for you here tonight.
Okay. All right. Let's see what you got.
Let me start with Terrell Buckley.
T-Buck, the godfather of my kids, man. I'm telling you, we became that touchdown, man. That touchdown. I mean, that it was big for my life because I knew at that point I belonged, and it was against a guy that was pretty damn good at that time. And we've been friends ever since because as competitors, we wanted to outdo each other, and we've been friends. We worked together at Louisville, and we worked together at Orlando Guardians. He was the head coach, and now he's the head coach at Mississippi Valley State. He's trying to get that first win on probably the bottom of the totem pole program in America. So he's trying to pull off a miracle. But he's enjoying it, and it's a struggle. I talked to him, and it's a struggle, but he's been one of my better friends in life ever since then. And he is a Florida State Seminole, and they finally put a statue up of him, and it's probably about this big. It ain't that big. It's he's a little dude. It's like Gary Coleman size. But they put a little statue up of him. But I'm proud of him. But yeah, he's a great guy. And again, I've said this before, the Florida State guys from that era back then, they had a great coach. And he made a lot of them very great men. The Derrick Brooks, the Warwick Dunns, the Terrell Buckleys. I mean, great men. And it goes on and on and on. And it had a lot to do with Coach Bowden because he was a praying man that prayed for and taught him about life. It wasn't just about winning. Hell, he got rid of Randy Moss. I know he didn't want to, but he had to. He did. So that a man with integrity. I mean, just a great man. And a lot of great players came out of there. I hope that Nobel can somehow not win on Saturday, but can help those guys become great men also.
How did a Hurricane become such good friends with a Seminole? You and T-Buck.
Just competitors, man.
Mutual respect.
Mutual respect. After that touchdown, we exchanged numbers, and we talked about the next year about what we were going to do to each other, and it was just respect. And it's just when you look across the field and there's a guy that is good, you got to try to beat him, but you also have to give him his respect too. You have to give him his flowers, as the kids say now. The guy was good. He was one of the most dangerous return men in the country. He's a DB that could change the game at any time. And but we just became friends. We're literally the opposite. I am the outgoing person. He's the inverted person. It's just, I was drinking back in the day. He don't drink. He just we're opposites, I guess, attract. And I'm tall. He little. So I'm beautiful. I'm handsome. He ugly. So I don't know. Shit. I guess that's how we became friends.
It's awesome.
Godfather of my kids. So.
It's awesome. It's awesome. It's to me, it's one of the greatest stories of, Canes FSU, how this, rival and foe, became the godfather of your children. I mean, that's absolutely amazing. All right. Florida State.
Well, other than you messing up the game with game day, I mean, I don't know how good you are. The numbers say you're great, but you go out and you lose to Virginia. So the numbers are inflated, maybe because of the Texas A&M Commerce game or the Kent State game.
It's one of them.
Maybe both of them together. I don't know what the hell, but I don't know if I don't know if you're that good. And you're gonna be tested, Florida State. You're gonna be literally tested this weekend on Saturday, because you're going up against some D linemen that are hungry, some linebackers that are eager, and a secondary that's licking their chops because they want some poorly thrown, try to lob up to Deuce Daniels. I don't even know the guy's name. I just know Deuce. He lobbed the ball up to him. So, we'll see. I think Florida State fans are delusional right now. So they're believing that these guys are game busters, and it's up for us to go up and get this dub and let them understand that we rule the state, baby. We rule the state.
All right, Bobby Bowden.
We already talked about him. Great man. I really enjoyed watching the Bobby Bowden show on Sunday mornings.
Yes,
I thought it was the greatest thing ever. Even when I was at Miami, I just love watching it.
I used to love watching that too, and Notre Dame football, the Sunday morning Notre Dame football show.
It was so entertaining to hear him talk about these kids and their parents and their families, and you know he knew a part of them, and it just I didn't go to school there, but he makes you think that maybe you should have, because just that type of man, you know, you as you get older, I'm sure those guys, I'm still good friends with Derrick Brooks, Ward Dunn, William Floyd, who's the voice of the Seminoles. You know, he's been doing this for years. You can't say anything negative about Bobby Bowden, and why should you? I don't think I put up that post today, and not one Miami fan said anything negative, because the respect that we had for Coach Bowden and what he was able to do there at Florida State, and also the fact that we played each other every year. He didn't take us off the schedule. I don't think he shied away from anybody. And to know what type of man he was and what type of kids he made into men, it was very great to watch.
All right, this next guy, like, he reminds me of a cat. Like, this guy has more lives than any coach I've ever seen. He has a good year, then he has a disaster, then he has a good year, then he has a disaster.
Yeah.
And now, I mean, he's got an opportunity Saturday night to, you know, get this thing moving in the right direction. If they lose this game too, you know, I don't know after losing the Virginia game, but Mike Norvell.
Yeah, he's again, he was throwing a line. You know, he was able to bring in that splash, because there was some bad things going around there after that 2-10 season. You picked the wrong quarterback. You know, we talked about that. That one position crushed that program, and it was a lot of bad apples in there, locker room lawyers that piled on once things started going bad. You brought the wrong guys in and gave the wrong guys money. And from what I saw, that's all those kids were worrying about was their money. And it wasn't on the field. They didn't care about it on the field. So he was able to retool it, bring some guys in that seemed like they wanted to play, or better guys that were going along with what he wanted. And he brought in the offensive coordinator, made a change at defensive coordinator. I mean, he got some older coaches off the staff, Randy Shannon. You know, he just made the change. He had no choice. This was a Hail Mary time. So it's going well. They were able to pull off the upset of Alabama. And then they played the two knuckleheads, and then they freaking run up into Virginia. So I say 2-10 is still in there somewhere. It's in that locker room somewhere. It's up for us to knock it out of them, because it's going to come out. And Castellano was talking about he's going to be part of the second field. What did he say? The second what did he say? The storming of the field. The second storming of the field.
Second storming of the field.
Say, man, Castellano, you so little, you get lost in that shuffle, boy. You ain't gonna be. You better worry about Ruben Bain and number 3, and you better worry about them boys. Moulton, you better worry about them boys, because they coming.
And they're coming under the direction of Corey Heatherman.
Yeah, he hasn't playing well. To me, I don't know for sure, but I think he's taking a lot of input from everybody there on that defensive staff. You got, you know, Jason Taylor. You know, you got what's the D-line coach name that played at Miami? You got him in there.
Damian Lewis.
D-Lou. You got D-Lou in there. You know, so I mean, he's come in and made it simple for everybody. Let guys play free. He just asked them to do one thing: get to the ball. Game tackle. Good things happen when you get into the ball. Look at Ruben Bain on the damn pick. He's getting to the ball. He's getting to the ball.
Like, what the hell was he doing out there?
Look at the first fumble. I think it was Notre Dame when they were throwing the screen pass. We had a guy retrace and go hit the guy and make a fumble. They're getting to the ball. They're running around getting to the ball. And that's a beautiful thing to watch. So far, so good. I hope it continues. This will be a big test for him because it's a lot of moving parts to his offense. But if you stay focused and have guys do their job and don't stay focused on what your job is and not go here, you got a chance to be a very special defense because it's all eye candy.
All right, let's wrap it up with Mario Cristobal.
Well, Coach, this is what you wanted, man. You say you wanted the big time games. Well, you got one, baby. Prime time, 8 o'clock, 7:30, 8 o'clock. I don't know what it is.
It might be 7:30.
It might be. I don't know what it is. Is it Eastern? It ain't Panhandle time, is it? Okay, I think it's. But you got what you wanted. You built your team the way you wanted. You got the fans behind you. You got the support you want. You got the money you want. You got all these things you want. You got the coaches. Seem like you got the right coaches in the staff, on the staff. You got the players. Not many weak spots. I can't think of any right now. You even got a kicker. I had to apologize for his bad body build, but he's making kicks, so he ain't that bad body build. So you got everything, Mario. This is your opportunity to show everybody, because the naysayers are all saying, and I hear it all the time, he'll screw it up. Nah.
Yes.
I think this is his year. He's learned from. I watch him on the sideline, man. He seems like a different guy. He's just kind of letting them do their thing, and he's,
very focused.
Yes, very focused. I just think it's a different team. It's a different feel around the program. I think, at some point you got to kind of loosen the reins a little bit and let the coaches coach, and you be the guy that's over them, and even the players feel.
Hey, when your coordinators are performing the way Dawson and Heatherman are, you can do that as a head coach, and focus on getting guys like Michael Irvin to come speak to the team. Speaking of whom, we have to thank Michael Irvin for popping in tonight. We got to thank Kelvin Harris for being part of the show. We got to thank Caneswear for sponsoring the show. The information has been across the bottom of your screen the entire night. 2655 South University Drive in Davie, Caneswear.com, 24/7, 365. I'm going to take LT wide shot for one final time tonight so you guys can get a glimpse of some of this fine merchandise. This camo line that Adidas has put out is really, really nice. They've got that in stock at Caneswear now, and really everything the Miami Hurricane fan could want, you will find at Caneswear. So check them out. 2655 South University Drive in Davie. If you can't get to the store physically yourself, you go to Caneswear.com and load up on your Miami Hurricanes gear. All right, LT. Well, another great week on the Lamar Thomas show. Let's see. I'm trying to get myself back on there with you. Phenomenal week. Big night Saturday in Tallahassee. I will see you there. I'm going to warm things up in Tallahassee Friday. I don't have the PJ connection for Saturday morning, so I'm going to find something to do there Saturday night. Hope to see a lot of you guys watching out on the streets of downtown Tally, if you could call it that. And then Saturday, big day at Doak Campbell, and hopefully the Canes show up big. So for LT, I'm Gary. Thank you so much for being part of the show tonight, everybody, and we will see you next week.
Go Canes.